Hey everybody, it's Rumi. I'd like to talk about Enter the Florpus. I really ended up enjoying the movie a lot more than I thought I would. One of the first things that I noticed was that the movie had very, very good, the voice acting was very good. Like, all the voices did a really good job. I mean, the last time people were really in session was back in 2002 when they canceled the series. And when that happened, they never got those same voice roles, so I found it really, really nice that all of them were able to keep the same quality to their voices. Oh yeah, and as a quality of my voice, wow, that's another voice. My mic is garbage, so yeah. Aside from that, the plot. In previous interviews with Jonan Vasquez, what was mentioned was that he said that Zim would be too dumb to actually be able to realize that the Talus lied to him. But the thing is that, in this new movie, it was realized that the Tallest, he realizes in this movie that the Tallest did lie to him. I think that's an interesting point because it's something that John Vasquez, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, said himself that such a thing wouldn't be possible. So I found that to be very interesting. I found it to be a very interesting way to start this movie. And going from there, going on to the plot, beginning of the movie when he says, 12 years old. Sorry, I'm trying to get always deeper. And then it shows like this JoJo anime style of Invader Zim. It was like, oh my gosh, it's so funny. You just would not believe. Anyway. Let's do more of the movie points. What happens is that there's Gaz and her father, first Raider, in the kitchen, and he's serving up food with the dinner robot, and she's first remembering wants Dib to come down, and obviously Dib is caught up watching Zoom, so how would anything like that happen? Like, how would... So, I mean, it makes sense that it's his first character. By the way, everything I'm saying right here is improvisation. I'm saying this all improvisation. This is no script, no nothing. Just me talking on a bad mic. Anyway, so she comes up to Dib's room in this really dramatic suit. It really has this thing on her left, on her chest, which shows the Dibbiness levels or whatever. And Dib was like a disgusting lot. And when Gaz notices Zim coming out, Dib immediately goes to the site, glued to his chair, literally. So Zim is doing like these weird little exercises and stuff. And after that, he basically goes again to try to find out phase 2, and he tries to, of course, it's also me, and meanwhile, there's this really cute little Earth animation on the TV that girl just randomly starts watching, and it does like shoots him, boosts him, and it's like just like right down. When Zim changes that over to the Tallest, they're talking about phase 2 of this play. The Tallest are very disturbed, obviously, because they want to get rid of him. Zim forgets about phase 2 and tells the computer to put their call on hold. Obviously, it doesn't happen. Obviously, the computer doesn't put it on hold. And the Tallest here at how he didn't have phase 2. So, then he tries to find out what phase 2 is, and basically after he looks through all the items in his house, he tries to get them out, and just tries to get them out, and then Dave is also working out. He becomes super buff, but then he goes back to normal, and he comes to his house, and that's the time when Zim realizes that his leaders go in a straight line, and that and that they're not coming to the Earth, because the Earth is a million light years away from the Earth. So after that, oh, it's awkward. So after that, Jim comes over, Zim completely bummed out, and then, well, that's what happens when you live next to a busy street. You get loud motorcyclists going on their bikes going by you and interrupting your recording. So yeah, so then Dib is at the house, Zim's bummed out, and Membrane's huge new thing, a bracelet that harnesses the energy of children to give the whole entire world peace, is being released. So, Dib goes to this event, brings Zim because he apparently doesn't seem to care. Gaz gets mad because why wouldn't you? And then she could have lost in this really creepy way. After that, Dib thinks Zim is actually working with him, actually doing stuff with him. And Zim really isn't. He's not. And he actually puts this weird monster name on the bracelet so that the bracelet can instead teleport the Earth to somewhere else. And I think this is interesting because it also reminds me of that one episode, like the Planet Jacker one, where the Planet Jacker just came and enveloped the Earth and then brought it all the way over to their sun to keep burning. It reminds me of that a little bit. And I think it was an interesting point for this. An interesting plot point for this. Because it also, what's unique about this is that Zim here is defying expectations. Throughout the series, Gaz had mentioned multiple times that Zim isn't intelligent enough to do anything. And for the most part, he really isn't intelligent enough to take good care of it. But in this case, Zim actually proves himself to be cunning, like to actually trick us, to give a twist, so to speak. So Zim gives us that twist, and so Zim gives us that twist, and then Dib has to save the world along with Gaz, which is interesting because in the other episode where Gaz tries to save the world, where everybody has to work together to save the world, Dib and Gaz, she's like so reluctant to actually help. It's like in the episode where Kat comes. Kat, his new girl, that's when they had to all work together to save the world, but Gaz was so like, I don't give up about any of this. So she didn't even care that one, but here it's been at least 1 to 2 years, because Dib is 12 in this one. Well, the original series, he was 10. And Gaz was 9 in the original. I believe she was 9 in the original series. She could have been 8, who knows. But they're 1 to 2 years older now, so it seems like Jonan Vasquez improved a little bit on the personalities of the characters, which I think was a nice addition. It seems like a lot of people in the chat and other parts think that it was a nice change because it makes characters that are more dimensional. One thing that I noticed about this movie was that there was just a lot more emotion on all of the characters. I felt like I could really feel for these characters. Like, I actually got, really sad. But it's probably because I haven't seen new Invader Zim content for so long. So it was just very nice to see all of that. So, I'm gonna keep on clicking. I hope it doesn't sound too bad on the recording because bad enough as it is. Ooh, loud sound. Sorry about the ears. So continuing on with that. So, at that point, Dib and Gaz get a new, and it's ridiculous obvious as Lambda Zim told. And, Dib came to the... Okay, I'm being silent. So Dib, no. So basically they meet the new dad. The dad, this new prison membrane, this big one that looks like pressure membrane on drinks. He basically really is obsessed with pudding. He tries to make the best pudding, and as Gad says in her own words, it's the worst she's ever tasted. Oh, that tells you about what was happening. And for that, Gad had tried every sort of way to try to escape, but, well, she couldn't. Because that thing was, it's very, very strong. It's very, very fast. It's very, very quick. So it was super, super difficult for her to really get any of that done. And, yeah, so they try to find a way to break out, but and they start watching the thing, which is apparently outside of Dib's house, and he sticks his head out. And the kids try so hard to connect hands, and it's sort of really difficult because they're kind of far away. So, so Guru starts to sing this really song that got stuck in my head, where he starts singing, "Peace is nice, peace is nice."